What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 22 of The Daily Entrepreneur. I'm James. I'm here with Jack and Josh. We got a really exciting episode for you guys today we've been talking a lot about, artificial intelligence and VR and all that stuff lately. Well, Google is going to be launching a new hologram video chat technology, which essentially how remote work is becoming more and more permanent for these companies. There's now hologram technology in meetings that people will have from home. All I got to say to that is, fuck that. I don't want someone coming to my home, man. Fuck that. I don't want someone coming to my home, see my room, my house, you got your boss is in there, live, he can snoop around. Come on, man. They're getting out of pocket with this stuff, man. I'm sorry.
You just start hearing the Skype ringtone, just doo-doo-doo. Dude,
that's horrible.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Hey, look. Listen.
Me again.
Listen. I love the innovation, and I love, again, the furtherment and advancement of technology. But, again, when you're talking about home working, if you're doing meetings from home, you don't want people to be able to, look around your place. And I don't know, man. I think they might be going too far with it. I think it's really cool, though. But what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I always thought that, holograms would be something very cool, especially for, buildings. Instead of, outside of buildings, they have, the fucking, the squiggly, air
For
figure
sure.
that, blows in the wind.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what'd be way cooler than that is a hologram of just, someone, telling you what's going on or, the deals they have. I was like, a hologram would be much cooler than a fucking, floaty, wiggly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, a hologram outside of a building like that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But, in our own homes, you could just be doing something, being private. You don't need nobody just randomly popping in there. They're going to definitely have to figure out some way to make sure that the privacy settings on that are,
So is it
squared away.
Is it just for meetings, or what is it supposed to be used for exactly?
I think it's just for companies to, like I said, we know how working from home for companies is becoming very permanent now. The pandemic brought that on to a lot of places, and working remote has become very favorably throughout the workplace. And so right now, I think it's called Project Starline is the name of the new kind of hologram video chat technology that they're going to be implementing. But I'm assuming that it's going to be used for an array of things, primarily meetings, to where it's again, you'll be more reliable and more accountable throughout the meeting, because it's okay, now you have a figure in there. Because a lot of people bullshit during meetings, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Zoom, whether it's a corporate meeting.
Well, when we look back to that statistic that we talked about from the article a couple weeks ago, where we were talking about the remote work from home debate, where they were saying that so many people, when they work from home, they're not as engaged and tuned on because they don't have that face-to-face connection in the office.
Yeah.
I guess this is their way of trying to solve it, put that pressure on.
And like I said, man, I think the innovation is great, but I think at some point you have to draw a line. Like he was saying, there's got to be something about the privacy, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable with a hologram figure of my boss, or God forbid, I'm not gonna have a boss, but I just wouldn't want a figure or something like that, in my room or in my apartment or house.
So what's the final verdict on this? Is Project Starline something good or bad?
I think outside of your typical I think it's got great usage, and I think that there's a lot of potential with it.
Great innovation needs regulation. A lot of privacy.
Wow, that's a bar right there.
You know what I mean? Great innovation needs regulation. Because here's the thing, is you have people working from home, right? And you want to solve the issue of people not being as engaged. Well, what is the fine line to where companies are going to say, okay, if you work from home, you need to have your Project Starline thing on open all day long, meaning anybody can just randomly pop in throughout your 9-hour day until you're clocked out.
Just think
pretty
about
much.
that. People would be getting exposed, man.
Like you're just working in your home, and basically it doesn't feel like your house anymore. You're gonna feel
like a jail.
Like a jail, because it's just anybody at any moment from the company could just, hey, I'm here. Let's meet.
What's going on?
What's
guys?
going on, guys?
What's up, boys?
At that point, I'd much rather just have the metaverse. You know what I mean? I would much rather just put the goggles on and we're in a completely different location other than my living room or my bedroom or wherever. That's just. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So 100%.
Well, hey, on a more positive note though, is McDonald's. is coming out with something new. Starting in October, McDonald's is going to start selling Krispy Kreme donuts at select locations. This is starting in Kentucky. And all I got to say is this a yes or a no?
It's a yes.
It's a yes. So like, what? I mean that's fire. What kind of business is this going to bring to McDonald's?
Well, it says that McDonald's was struggling on like the lower income consumer, that they're actually making less money from those people just due recently with the economy. So this is pretty much to spark up the business and see if McDonald's and Krispy Kreme to work together to just increase, sales overall.
Hey, I like the collaboration. I think that like kind of merging fast food. Hey, like Kanye said, it's the best collab since Taco Bell and KFC.
Shit bar.
You
Shit bar.
Terrible bar.
Terrible
But-
bar.
but
I
know,
mean,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
well,
I think
in
the
perspective.
collab of like McDonald's and
It's over, dude.
I think it's
That's
good,
gonna
bro.
ruin people's lives.
All
All I gotta
so-
say is where I used to live in Virginia, I had a McDonald's 2 minutes away from my house. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't eat there all the time, but I'd go there, get a drink, every once in a
Yeah.
while. $1 drinks all day, hard to beat.
Not
And-
anymore.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know if that's just a Texas thing or not.
No, it's everywhere.
not? Okay.
No,
Well-
not even
Well,
close.
I have one word for all this.
Gluttony?
I was gonna ask you guys the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, God.
Gluttony, bro.
Yeah.
No, but I'll break it down in this perspective. I think it's a great collab for McDonald's customers. You go to McDonald's, you can get a Krispy Kreme donut. Krispy Kreme gets their cut back. I think that's great. Best believe I'm not rolling up to a Krispy Kreme and asking for 10 chicken McNuggets with my side of donut with my
That's
box
facts.
of donuts.
Yeah,
Just
that's
doing
facts.
that,
That's-
are we getting Krispy Kreme today?
I
Are
wish.
there even Krispy Kremes around here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be crazy.
All right, so,
Well,
like-
the
so,
good
like-
thing about they're actually how this is gonna work is Krispy Kreme is gonna deliver the donuts on a day-to-day basis, so they're gonna be fresh to the day, which is honestly really cool. So
Wow.
it's
I
honestly
think that's an interesting supply chain move, though, that they're going to bring Krispy Kreme donuts over from, like, that's kind of a weird supply
Yeah.
chain to me.
that was one of the concerns that they put in the article, is just to figure out like how it's gonna work exactly, and especially with McDonald's. I mean, I feel like McDonald's was one of the innovators on like fast food service back in the day, but now it's Chick-fil-A. I'd say it's the number
What
one.
I really
but
want to
it's
know,
gonna
and
be seen.
maybe it's in the article, maybe it's not, but like who ultimately made that decision to say, hey, we need Krispy Kreme donuts.
We
in
need
these
donuts.
McDonald's? like who
Fix
made-
the ice cream
like-
machine first.
like who made that decision? I think part of it's brilliant, but at the same time,
I mean,
you know?
it's just gonna ruin some people's lives.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so many diet plans are just going out the window,
Yeah.
because all I gotta say is just there's nothing better to top off a nice quarter pounder meal with a nice Krispy Kreme.
It's talking 3,000 calories at this point.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So what did you have next though?
Yeah, no. So basically, the first ever tweet was sold as an NFT for $2.9 million back in March 2021. And this comes after looking at the current price now. The tweet is actually currently valued at $130.
Oh my God.
I mean,
What? So what? Do you even know what the tweet was by chance?
it was Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet on Twitter.
'Cause
It
he-
says,
that's the founder, right?
yeah,
Jack
just he
Dorsey.
said just setting up my Twitter, and it was like the old Twitter name that he had originally.
How many,
Wow.
how many like retweets or likes it's at?
It's got like over 100K, like
Okay. I was
100K
curious,
something. Yeah, no, but so he sold it. So what he did is like March 2021, he sold it. He auctioned it off
He
as an
sold it.
NFT. He sold it
Wow.
as an
Broke-
NFT. It was
broke
his
out the
tweet.
bag.
It's his tweet.
Yeah.
So well, no. So well, he's a billionaire, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But like
It's pennies for him.
exactly. So he basically auctioned off the NFT. And it made $2.9 million. He transferred into Bitcoin, and he gave it to some charity to like help, like some Africa
Nice.
See, this is what I'm talking
philanthropy.
about. This is my problem with NFTs? Is like, really cool item, but what the heck are you gonna do with that, man? Is it just gonna be in your inventory?
Like a digital archive type.
Yeah, it's
thing.
just
Like-
it's
what's-
just a digital art piece, pretty much.
Well, here's what I'll
I
argue.
own the first ever tweet
this
on
is-
Twitter.
This is where I'll argue with you though. Look at like trading, look at trading cards. Like look at sports cards. Some of those. There was a card that recently just sold for an insane. Like some cards have sold for tens of millions of dollars. And if you don't think that that's what's essentially going to happen with certain NFTs, like collectibles or whatnot, like it is.
It's
gonna
about
happen.
rare. It's about rarity.
Rarity, right.
It's about rarity, scarce
so
value.
well,
it's just like art collecting, pretty
Yeah.
much. You collect pieces because they're rare. Like someone could take a white square, the little black speck in the middle of it, or like a red speck.
Right.
That's modern art.
That's a modern day masterpiece right there. 400 mil, and it's just like who's paying money for that? Well, people, if the market values it at a certain price, then that's what the value of it is because it's so rare. And that's just what I think the deal is with NFTs. Now, going back to what it costs now, which is like if the person that owns it, if they were to put it on the market right now, apparently it costs $132.
That's crazy, man. How are you feeling after that? Like, how are you feeling right now if you bought that? And
I think for them at this point, it would probably just be like, well, I own the first ever tweet, and it's now stored digitally that I'm the person that owns it.
Yeah, and if we're being honest, if you bought a tweet for a couple $1 million, you're probably not worrying about money anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just something fun to have at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think we're not. The reason why I wanted to bring this article up is because it's just interesting to think about, because we've all been kind of having this debate on like what the actual value of like NFT projects are and like what kind of value they're going to have for the future in technology. I also came across another kind of article basically talking about that they're projecting that 30% of businesses in the next 3 to 5 years are going to be using metaverse technology to run their companies, which is like kind of like what we've been talking about the metaverse a ton on this damn show, but kind of like a I'll believe it till I see it sort of moment. I think I'm starting to become more kind of not as in favor of the metaverse as I once was. Just kind of this like I want to see more people interested in it, and I want to see it being able to be more available to the consumers, like on a kind of like a low cost level.
If we're talking about the technology that they'll be using, I think the applicable technology that people could use is like VR, where like people can like try on shoes and like see what they look like on their feet, or maybe try on glasses.
Or go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, go to the Super Bowl. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what else it'd be used for. Maybe accepting crypto as a form of payment. But besides that, I can't really think of anything else of how it'd be implemented.
I think metaverse stuff can be used for meetings. I think it could be used so much in education. Like, imagine instead of reading a textbook or sitting in a lecture hall for an hour and a half, you could put like in a history class, right? And you have a teacher just lecturing about Jamestown. You throw the glasses on, like the goggles on, and the world around you is Jamestown.
That'd be crazy.
Pretty much.
1607.
1607. You're looking around, and you're immersed in that world. That to me is so far better way to educate yourself.
Tell me why that'd also be a great way to create jobs as well.
Oh,
how the government hire that out? That could just be like a standard of education learning across the country, and people can just learn and go back in time to certain events, and I think it'd be amazing.
100%. Now looking like back, for me, my biggest thing with the metaverse, and it's also starting to convert into like what I think needs to happen with NFTs, is it needs to be accessible to people that don't have the money to play in it right now. Right now, it's only people with a ton of money that are able to play in that space. For the most part, there's a low barrier to entry for people that have a lot of money. There's an extremely high barrier to entry for people who don't have the income, the disposable income to be able to, buy the metaverse set or be able to, play in the NFT market. And a lot of people don't understand the technology either. So until there's like a less barrier to entry and a lower cost thing that people can get into the metaverse and they can get into NFTs, like, it's tough. So until it gets to that point, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I think that about wraps it up. So this is episode 22 of The Daily Entrepreneur. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
And the quote of the day: I don't know about you,
Hard
but
work.
I'm feeling 22.
Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Boom. You heard it here first. That's a banger. Peace out.